أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم رب اشرح لي صدري ويسر لي أمري واحلل عقدة من لساني يفقهوا قولي ربي زدني علما والحقني بالصالحين السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته. Good morning. How are you all? Are you all fine? So we'll have to continue the lesson. Yesterday we had discussed that there were three phone calls, and first phone call was received by Mr. Kamal himself, and the caller was Mrs. Asif, and she was really angry. She was really upset because she has ordered her clothes 3 days earlier, but they still not they they haven't still arrived. They still haven't arrived. So she was really upset and she was making the complaint that why my clothes are not yet with me. And after that call, Mrs. Kamal received the phone, okay, and the caller was once again a lady, and she was once again calling the Fancy Goods Emporium, and she was inquiring about the silk scarves, and that she was asking that do you have silk scarves, and the call was once again for Fancy Good Emporium. And Mrs. Kamal gave her the same answer that this is not what Fancy Goods Emporium, and I am Miss. And then the third call was by some unknown caller, okay, and the call was received by Nadir, okay, son of Kamal's, and he was not saying any word. He didn't utter in even a single word, but he was just shaking his head vigorously, as I have told you. And then Mr. Kamal comes toward him, okay, and he tells his son that you will have to say something, you will have to utter some word, you will have to say something. So from here ahead, we will move, okay, and we will finish the lesson today, inshallah. Nadir put the phone down. Who was it? Asked Mrs. Kamal. So Nadir disconnected the phone call, and Mrs. Kamal inquired, okay, that who was it? Who was the caller? And once again, the same reply was that some lady asking for Fancy Goods Emporium. Nadir replied. Then why didn't you say anything? Asked his father. The caller can't see you shaking your head. So Mrs. Kamal inquired, Mrs. Kamal asked that who was the caller, and Nadir replied that the caller was once again a lady, and she was once again asking about Fancy Goods Emporium. And then the counter question was, okay, from his father's side, that Nadir, why were you shaking your head and saying nothing? What was the reason? Because the caller was unable to see you that you're shaking your head. You're answering him with your gestures or with your body language. That day there was 17 cars for Fancy Goods Emporium and not a single car for the Kamals, and Mr. Kamal was quite fed up. I shall have to ring telephone company and complain, he grumbled. So the first day was somehow not that much somehow excited, that full of happiness. They were quite what tired. They were fed up because of the wrong numbers, because of the wrong calls, and the calls they were coming from continuously. The calls were coming from, oh sorry, coming for the Fancy Good Emporium. Okay, those calls they were regularly coming for the Fancy Goods Emporium, and the entire family they were what? They were disturbed. And now Mr. Kamal, he told that I'm going to make a complaint against what? Against the callers, that what is the reason that so many people they are calling me, okay, and calling this number to inquire or to ask or to say or to somehow purchase or inquire about their deliveries, okay, from Fancy Goods Emporium. So that day there were 17 calls. How many calls were there? 17 calls were there, okay. And all of the calls they were for Fancy Goods Emporium, and not even a single call for what? For the Kamals. Mr. Kamal was quite tired, okay. He was quite fed up. He was really annoyed, and he was determined to do what? To make a complaint. I shall have to ring the company, the telephone company, and complain. He grumbled. Okay, with a low voice, he uttered. The word grumble mean in a manner, okay, to say something in a manner that the next person is hardly able to guess or understand that what he is saying. That is called grumble. That is called what? Grumble. So, Mr. Kamal, he said what? That I'm going to make a complaint again, okay, to the company because he was really tired because receiving 17 calls of the wrong numbers and then dealing them and answering them and satisfying the colors. That was somehow what? That was a big deal. That was what? A big deal. In the evening, just as they were going to have their dinner, the telephone rang again. Okay, this was now evening time, that when they were going to sit for the dinner, okay, a telephone came, or the telephone started to ring again, and Mrs. Kamal got there first because she was standing near the phone when it rang. By the chance, okay, or by chance, you can say that Mrs. Kamal, she was over there closer to the telephone set because she was standing, and then she picked up the handset or received the call. Hello, said Mrs. Kamal. Mrs. Kamal said hello, and then a tired man on the other end of the line asked, at what time does the film begin? Then, when she picked up the phone, she received the phone. So there was a man. He was somehow, he was seeing, he was looking that he is so much tired. Okay, he was so much tired. So he inquired, he asked from Mrs. Kamal that when will the show begin? Okay, when will the movie begin? When will the film begin? I beg your pardon, said Mrs. Kamal. I think you have the wrong number. So then, once again, the same answer was there, that the lady, Mrs. Kamal, she once again gave the same answer, that you have the wrong number. You have the wrong number. It began half an hour ago, said the man loudly. What a pity. No, no, this is not the cinema. Mrs. Kamal said, I don't know what time. Now the man from himself, he was what? He was asking, oh, sorry, answering himself. Okay, and what was his answer to himself? The answer was, oh, it began half an hour ago. The movie began half an hour ago, said the man loudly. Okay, with a loud voice, he answered. He didn't even what? Care about the answer of lady, okay, Mrs. Kamal. So what he said? Oh, it, it, okay, what was happening? It began half an hour ago. The movie began half an hour ago, said the man loudly. Oh, what a pity. What a pity. Oh, this is so bad. No, no, this is not the cinema, said Mrs. Kamal. Mrs. Kamal answered him that, okay, please listen to me. This is not the cinema. I don't know. I don't know what time and which movie and what is it? I don't know. And then the telephone went down, and then the telephone was disconnected. The call was disconnected. Okay, the call was disconnected. And what was that all about? Asked Mr. Kamal. Mr. Kamal inquired that who was the caller and what was happening. Mrs. Kamal told Mr. Kamal and Nader about the call. I don't understand it. She said, frowning. She said, frowning. The word grumble means to talk in a manner that shows discontent. That shows discontent, sadness, okay, or lack of pleasure or happiness. When someone is talking in a manner and that manner reflects or shows what? Unhappiness, sadness, agony. So that is called what? Grumbling. That is called what? Grumbling. Okay. And the next word that the writer used for what? For the lady, frowning. For the lady, frowning. So frowning is a body language that when the signs of sadness can be seen on your face. Okay, when signs what? Signs of sadness can be seen on your face, then it is what? Then it is frowning. Then it is what? Frowning. And the word grumble mean when sign of sadness can be reflected or can be guessed from your tone, from your voice, from the way you speak. Okay, that is grumbling. And when the sadness is evident over here or can be expressed, can be seen from your face, then that is what? Okay, that is frowning. When you do like this is frowning. Why didn't the man listen to me? Mr. Okay, she said what? She was really upset. Why? She was upset because the man was not listening to her. She hadn't answered, she hadn't said anything, but he from himself he answered, oh, it began half an hour ago. It began half an hour ago. Oh, what a pity. This is so bad. What a pity. This is so bad. Oh, okay. So, lady, she was objecting to the manner of the man that he was not listening to me. Mr. Kamal suddenly started chuckling. Okay, the word chuckling means smiling. Laughing you can call or smiling you can call. Okay, Mr. Kamal he started somehow smiling. Oh, what's the joke? What's the joke? Asked Nader. Nader asked his father that, my dear father, why are you laughing? There was no joke. Is it fun? Is it fun that you're laughing? Okay. Then, well, you see, said Mr. Kamal, the man's wife must have wanted to see the film. I guessed that what was the entire story. The story was the man was what? The man's wife wanted to see a film, but the man did not. But the man didn't want to see the film. Okay, maybe he was tired or having somehow other issues that he was unable to go to the cinema. So he rang our number and pretended that he was talking to the cinema. So he called us and he pretended like that he had called what? He had called the cinema. His wife heard him speaking, but she could not hear what your mother was saying in reply. So his wife, she was able to listen to that man, that what he is asking, but she was unable to listen to your mom, that what she was replying, what she was replying. She was unable to listen the reply of your mom. Okay, so how clever the man was, how clever the man was, because the man was not wishing, or he was not what, in a mood to go to the cinema. That is why he just called our number and pretended that he has called the cinema and deceived his missus. Okay, deceived his missus, because his missus was unable to listen to your mom, but she was just listening to her husband. And the man was really clever, he was really smart. They all laughed at the joke, and they then all laughed at the, okay, at the wisdom, at the smartness of the man. I wish someone would call us a not a wrong number, said Nadir before he went to bed. Just before going to bed, Mr. Nadir exclaimed that, oh, this is my wish and desire. If if what? If there is a call for us, not a wrong number. Okay, my desire and wish is that I wish if there is any call for us, not a wrong number. Okay, because they were fed of wrong numbers. They were tired of such things. They were really tired. Okay, they don't want to listen such calls anymore. They were tired of it. So this was the entire story, my dear students. Okay, and on this page we were told, okay, about their experience, their circumstance, that what was the result of those 17 calls, the 17 wrong numbers. Okay, and the result was that Mr. Kamal was, now he was determined to complain to the company about the wrong numbers. Okay, and after that, when they were sitting, okay, on the dinner table, a call came and Mrs. Kamal received the call, and there was a person, he was asking about the cinema, that the movie has started yet or not. Okay, so instead of listening to Mrs. Kamal, he answered, okay, himself in somehow, in a way, oh, it has started. It has started half, or it started half an hour ago. It has started half an hour ago. The movie has started. So then he said, "What a pity! What a pity is it is." Okay, what a pity it is. The word pity mean a thing that is sympathetic. A thing that is what, sympathetic. That you show your sorrows in a sympathetic manner, that you show your sorrows in a sympathetic manner. Okay, in a manner, uh, you show your sorrow, your grief, your sadness. Okay, and then the lady, okay, she was what? She was frowning. She was showing her, or expressing her anger or sadness. Okay, by her gestures, by her body. And as Mr. Kamal was grumbling, okay, showing his sadness or anger by his tone, by his voice, okay, and she was, the lady, Mrs. Kamal, she was complaining that why the person was not listening to me, okay, and where was cinema and what was all this. So then Mr. Kamal reached to the conclusion that the man wanted to deceive his missus, because he didn't want to go to the cinema and see the movie, but he satisfied his missus by calling us, okay, and just answering himself, okay, in that way, because his missus was listening to him and she was unable to listen to you. Okay, and that is why he was a smart and wise person, he was a clever person. Okay, and at the end of the day, Mr. Nader expressed that, oh, I wish someone would call us, I wish a caller for us, not the wrong number, not the wrong number. So this was all about the wrong number, my dear students. Sorry, the wrong number. And as you saw over here, that the first page was expressing their emotions, their feelings, their excitement about the new connection, new phone connection, then how much excited and happy they were. On the next page, we were told about the experience of okay, them three, okay, the family, that how they received the calls and what did they say and who were the callers. So we learned that the callers were okay for the fancy goods emporium, okay, in three colors. They were okay just for that supermarket. No call was for them. And on that day, 17 calls were made, okay, but none was for them. And the last caller was okay, he was demanding about the time of the movie, okay, but he answered himself that it has begun half an hour ago. And he said, expressed that it was somehow sorrowful, it was said it was pitiful, okay. And then Mrs. Kamal was what, she frowned because the man was not listening to her, okay, the man was not listening to her. That is why she was sad. She was what? She was sad. And then they concluded that the man wanted to deceive her, sorry, his missus. That is why he did all this thing. Okay, that is why he did this drama. And then Mr. Nader expressed that I wish that somebody call us, not the wrong number. So this was all about the unit number 3. Okay, sorry, wrong number. If you have any question about it, you can ask me. Anyone having any question, please, you can ask me. No question?
Sir, I
Okay.
have question.
Huh?
I have question.
Hurry up, ask that.
सर ये अब मैंने अभी आया क्योंकि मैंने ये जूम आईडी गुम हो गया ना तो मुझे आप
Please
सेंड नहीं
speak louder,
करेंगे आप
speak louder. I can't hear.
सर मैंने जूम लिंक का वो गुम हो गया था ना तो मैंने लेट आया है आज तो मुझे आप एक्सेंड नहीं करोगे ना
I don't get what you want. You came late to the class, and what you want now?
आज मैं ये कर रहा हूँ आप एक्सेंड नहीं करोगे मुझे
No, 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 no. Nothing will be that. Okay, I'm just now. This time, okay, I'm coming towards the attendance. You will be present. Okay, don't worry.